Hey, Tim Stanek here. I've been thinking a lot about happiness and the various definitions of happiness, and it's not what I was taught it was in what I'm learning now. You see, what I was taught is that happiness is you doing you. Happiness is self-care, which is bubble baths and eating the ice cream. And that's not wrong, but it's not the whole story. So those things are important, but there's a balance. And the balance of happiness is, though, there's pleasure, right? So those things are pleasurable. Now, there's a certain degree to which, on the spectrum, to which pleasure is healthy, and then there's a certain degree to which it is unhealthy. So getting it in the healthy range is what's important. And then on the other side of the spectrum, there is discomfort for the sake of future care. These are things like taking responsibility for one's life, going through a workout routine or regimen to get your body healthy, which may suck in the short term, but in the long term, it'll create benefits for you by having a healthy body. So there's that, like, I call it the comfort spectrum. And everybody has a different one. If you spend all your time in the pleasure side of the comfort spectrum, sense gratification, and essentially that, pleasure, sexual pleasure, sense gratification. If you spend all your time there, then you're not going to spend time working towards the future. To contrast that, if you spend all your time working towards the future, none of your time on sense gratification, self-care, the bubble bath side of self-care, then you're going to get off the mark a little bit, which could lead to problems, like even physical problems. Like, you need to take care of your body. So that's the extreme side of that. But there is another side of happiness, which is outside of the comfort spectrum. So comfort spectrum, if we're talking about sense gratification, it's just the physical body, essentially, like how I feel. It's very self-centered, and it has its place, but it must be tempered, in my opinion, and based on research that I've done into happiness itself. It must be tempered by meaning and purpose and goals. And so the meaning, purpose, and goals have to do with how am I going to show up in the world and how am I going to help and serve others. So it's interesting, there's a study done and people were asked, like, what's the definition of happiness? And in most people in the United States answered, like, happiness is, or no, it was something like, what would you do to feel better about yourself or something? I'll have to look it up. It's very interesting. But essentially, the people in the United States would be like, oh, I'd take myself out on a date. I'd do something nice for myself. Where people outside of the United States said, well, I'd do something nice for somebody else. And I believe that is where meaning is derived. So you find meaning by helping and serving others. Now, again, there's a spectrum to this. If you spend all your time helping and serving others and none of your time taking care of yourself, then you may lose yourself in a way, which is codependence. So there needs to be a balance of taking care of yourself and helping and serving others. One definition of happiness that I really like is happiness is the pursuit of a worthy ideal. So again, that goes to the concept of the journey instead of the destination. So if you're enjoying the journey and you're pursuing a worthy ideal, and that could be a goal, or that could be a mantra, that could be something that you're working towards. And if you're enjoying that journey and you're taking care of yourself and you're staying healthy, then you're well on your way. Let me know what you think about this commentary. I'm very interested. I appreciate you watching, and peace.